Well, hello viewers, here we are once again. Good afternoon, Barry.
Afternoon to the viewers out there. It's a bit cooler, sort of cool, mild day today in Chelsea, but not too bad.
Not too bad.
Wind started getting early. Had the electric blanket on last night. Can't believe it.
We can feel local football season starting.
Another week to go, Colin. Today, 6 days to go. Chelsea playing Edi-Asp down across the road on the Sunday, of course, but it's a stupid day to play football, but we do it every year.
Also, there's the store gift on in about 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think that fellow with a hyphenated name will win. I've just seen a few of the heats, and I think he'll get the money. But this fellow in blue, he might be a smoky.
Hyphenated, the hyphen.
He's won it before.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's have a look here just briefly. Barry Peatling Heads Awards.
Yes, that was up in Shepparton in 1967, Colin. I was on top of the award there for a few weeks, and I kicked 6 goals and got 3 votes. And
kicked 4 goals, it says.
4 goals.
But you won Sportsman of the Week for best on ground.
Sports of the Week, yeah. They used to have every 3 weeks, and I got it that week, so it was. Plus, there's been watching the goal kicking there, 3rd or 4th, am I?
It says leading goal kickers 4th, and with your buddy Cummins.
Lenny Cummins, and there's a little write up they give me too. You read that out to the viewers.
He showed real class when he brought up the Swans' 15th goal. Ball was thrown. I can't quite read the line there, but what it's saying is that you were bullocking.
Yeah.
And you had to fearless, and with your big buddy Len Cummins, you dominated and you won the game by only 4 points.
Yeah, and I kicked that goal. That was the goal of the day, though. Very good. Back in good old memory, 1967.
Good old 1967. And did you actually win the Sportsman of the Year that year?
I've got a lot of seconds in my football career, Colin. Seconds. But
some people say second's the first loser.
Well, it could be. No, I wasn't a loser. But it was. I was in front with about 2 games to go. Got beaten by 2. A fellow called Ray Willis from Collingwood beat me.
Oh, really? Did he play
He played for Collingwood, yeah, after he left Shepparton. He was a very good footballer. He kicked 6 goals the last game, knocked me off. But I finished up runners up, but that was a pretty good sort of year. It was the same year the Tigers won their first flag for 40 years.
Oh, okay, so a bit of a name, and we'll talk about the Tigers a little bit later. We saw my team, St Kilda, go down to... St Kilda are playing Richmond this week at the MCG.
Well, Richmond could be 3 in zip the next 3 weeks. They got another easy game after that too.
Right, we'll talk about them a little bit later, but firstly what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Chelsea in the season opener next Sunday. That's what we're going to talk about.
Next Sunday, next Sunday, Colin, at over across the road and
2:15
Beardsworth Avenue at 2:15. There'll be an enormous crowd there next week. Get in early and get your membership tickets early, boys and girls. And
you got your membership?
No, I'll be getting Thursday night.
Thursday
no one over there last week to get it.
Oh, okay. So Thursday night will be the last training.
Before the big game on Thursday. On Sunday.
Sunday 2:15. And who are they playing? Let's tell the viewers.
Edi-Asp, which is Edith Vale Aspendale combined. For these new viewers out there, it's called Edi-Asp, and they've currently recruited reasonably well. But I think that I was told there's some Edi-Asp spies watching our practice game last week, and they've got a fair idea what they're going to be in for.
Well, what do you reckon Chelsea's chances are?
I reckon they've got a very good chance of. They'll beat Edi-Asp for sure. They wasn't too flashed up last year, Edi-Asp, and I think we can, with the side we got now, they're going to gel together, and they're looking very good. And I only got one fellow out there who hasn't been cleared properly. Is number 3, the assistant coach. Would you believe?
Oh, really?
So he's a big black fella. Oh, so he can play football.
But he'd be all sort of signed up though, wouldn't he?
He's signed up. He's not cleared.
Oh, he's not cleared. By who?
By the other club. I reckon that. And Snake was telling me, who now is assistant to the coach now, Snake, I told you, Russell.
Yep.
He said that he's got his doubts whether he'll get cleared for next week's game. So hopefully something can turn around, get things going, because you need him. He's a big unit and a good footballer.
So he's all keen to play, and he wants to play. But
he's fit, and he runs through brick walls, something to do. He does. He's a
tall. Is he tall?
He's just a big unit.
So what do you reckon?
He's playing all right.
6'2" or 3 or something?
No, he's about that, but he's just built like a brick.
Right, okay. The other thing I was going to ask about is all the signs, all the all the players been signed away, all the other players?
Well, I think that's the only one. I think I was talking to Graham, who's on the committee. He's been a committee man for years. I think there's only one, Matrusky, and he looks all right too. That's Curtis's mate. Curtis.
He's number 23.
No, he's number 18, I think. But the Curtis Bywood. So Bywood, is it? My superstar over there. Yeah, Curtis. Fella's kicked 7 goals and 5 goals in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, so
that's his mate from Frankston.
Okay, and he's playing here. He's playing for us as well. He's signed away.
He's signed up and everything, but they've got some.
It's a new groom, isn't it? Really.
It's going to be a very new side. I reckon there'll be about at least 8 or 10 new players in the side.
Of course, your Bradley boys are in there as well.
Well, Bradley Clark, he'll be. He might get in league seat. In the league side this year. There's a little early prediction going up there.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. Okay, well that's all very interesting about the Clark brothers. Did you get a chance to meet the coach?
Yeah, I did. His name, I've been calling him Chris, haven't I? What a dope.
No wonder he hasn't been paying him much attention.
No, well, yeah, I spoke to introduced him on last Thursday night. His name's Paul Carbis.
Paul Carbis.
And he's not a bad sort of fella, but I wasn't talking to him much, but he was pretty busy, but he's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. He's
what you might call an understated. He doesn't yell and scream.
You're not a rule, right? No, as I said before, you don't have to rule people to get through the message to them. As long as you just look at their eyes, face on. You don't have to and degrade. You should never degrade footballers in front of them.
Well, initially, I'll just bring back a little bit of history. Initially, you thought, oh, he's a bit quiet. I don't know if he's any good. I didn't hear him. He doesn't have that sort of vibe about him. He was sort of a little bit question mark.
Well, I just thought he was a little bit quiet.
So what's your opinion after seeing
he's got his message through all right. Don't worry about that. He's got him in pretty good nick. And I was watching him last week. He's got some different drills, and they're pretty good.
Okay. Does he have different tactics? Has he got brought in his own
Well, we
style?
don't know yet, Colin.
Well, you might have seen a bit of it in the practice game.
No, practice games always you sort of just making moves and see what goes on, where players can be best suited. But I think this will it's done. You know what he's got. Any good. I think he's got a football brain. That's all you need in this business. Football brain.
A bit of a football brain.
You don't have to be making 1,000 moves just for the sake of making moves, Colin. Some coaches do. Because they watch the AFL and they know there's changes every 5 seconds and they think they should do the same thing in the local comp. You don't have to do it because they're just trying to look good, but they're not doing any good for the side.
Well, it might not work
like last year,
in a local comp.
There was too many moves being made and the fella kicked 2 goals, drag him off.
Yeah, trying to be sort of AFL standard.
Yeah, give him a rest. I mean, just kick 2 goals and you're on a high when you're doing that. We don't do those sort of things.
Will you give him any leeway early on? In the season, or do you think we should start winning?
Well, it'd be nice to start winning, but it's sometime when you've got a lot of new players.
Yeah, it's hard to gel.
Well, it's sometimes a little bit hard to gel, but these players are pretty good footballers. They're not ordinary footballers, Colin. These are good footballers they got here.
Okay.
I think they're just their natural talent and way to talk to each other and communicate. It's no big deal. You don't have to be too clever to do that, to communicate with your players.
But sometimes the worst can be when there's a bit of angst, like last year.
They got a fair few of these players. They got a bit of mongrel in them too.
But what I mean, like we had the Nigel Carmody issues with us players not liking him.
Nigel Carmody.
That's sort of gone.
That's a filthy word.
You don't even like him.
Well, no one liked him. He was just he was his own individual. He just played for himself. I mean, those players. You don't get on anywhere in the team when you're doing those sort of things and abusing everybody else. Anyway.
Oh well, it's 1 week or less than 1 week, 6 days to go to their first game, the beginning of the season. You've talked about the coach, the players, you've had a look. Everyone wants to know now, what's your prediction for the season?
Well, I'll be very disappointed if we didn't make the 4 or 5, for sure. They will, injuries killed us last year, and injuries can kill any side, Colin, but I think that the players have got over there and the reserves, they've got a pretty good reserve side. I think that they should make the 5. If everything goes to a reasonable sort of plan, if they can live up to their ability of playing in the practice games, and they look pretty good to me. I reckon and what I like is a few of the players have got a fair bit of mongrel on them, Colin. You've got to have a bit of mongrel in this body of these footballers these days. and get the other fellas looking around, especially with that number 23.
Keep them guessing. Keep them guessing.
Well, you got to. That's what it does help.
So your official prediction is finals.
They'll be in the finals for sure.
But maybe not up the top.
Well, who knows, Colin? As the year goes by, and the season goes by, when injuries can play a big part in this football competition, and I mean, why should WL have to lose Mr. Ashley Hume? That'd be in big trouble too.
So you think we're competition against YCW or Kringle?
Well, they were the top sides last year. Kringle and it's a Kringle and YCW played off, isn't it?
Oh, I think so.
Was it Man Eliza? Anyway,
It might have been Man Eliza.
Oh, yeah, Man Eliza and
but they were the top three teams clearly.
But they've lost 2 or 3 players. They've lost that Lockwood and lost that centre forward. So it's going to be a big loss for them. I mean, Lockwood is one of the best he's the best forward in the competition. I don't know where he's gone. All
right. Well, we look forward to that football season, the local football season. What about your Tigers?
Well, they broke the hoodoo last week after 9 consecutive losses. I went up to TAB to try to get on back to Richmond on Friday. Couldn't get on, and they've got up and won. I was going
in the end.
Well, I would have been having a heart attack. I thought they were going to win by 10 goals at 3/4 time.
Yeah.
But they hung on. Other times they would have thrown the towel in, Colin. But this year...
Was there anything that stood out to you?
Oh, look, they got a fair bit of fight in there. They realised they can play football, and they got it really well. He didn't kick a goal, but he was instrumental for about 3 or 4 other goals, and they got a lot of good... Marek has stepped up, and they got these new recruits. I mean, the ones from last year, they've stepped up, and they'll be... they can win the first 3 games.
Well, that's a big statement, Barry. When we're going to get past that, my boys.
And they play some other weeks, like Footscray the week. They could be 3.
Could be
3 in a row, which hasn't been like that for about 10 years.
I
bet St Kilda.
No, I don't think St Kilda will be happy with their performance. Well, there'll be a few questions asked.
They got beaten by the GW, whatever they are. What's their
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast, yeah.
The Suns.
They got beaten by Adelaide, didn't they? Beat by
he was unbelievable.
About 40 possessions, 40 goals.
Anyway, I'll tell you who I thought was impressive over the weekend. A couple of players. Tyrone Vickery. A lot of people saying...
Told him last year he's going to be a superstar. He's been injured the last 2 years. He killed them. He takes a big mark and he can kick a goal, and he's they got Marek, one of the best ruckmen in the league, and he got...
Might have to rush Tyrone Vickery into your Supercoach team.
Well, I was going to pick him last week.
Well, you swapped him for Revolt.
Yeah, well, it wasn't much difference in the score, but no, the Tiger fans out there, be prepared. We might just slip into the 8 later.
You know, I saw also Jack Viney.
He's going to be a superstar.
He got like 25 possessions. He was like the best. He was the best Melbourne player on the day.
Oh, yeah, that's his first game.
First game.
Todd Viney's son.
Yeah, he was all over the place. He was all over the ball.
He's a star.
He was the best player. It would have been a pretty upsetting for him to lose, but he was clearly the best player. They have got a real bargain with him.
I think I might make a little prediction too early in the season. I think the fella's coach from Melbourne. He won't be last. He won't see the year out. No. What's his name? Bailey? No, he was before.
Need or something.
Mark Neal.
Mark,
you like him?
Yes.
I think he might be it.
Goodbye, Mark.
I mean, they wasn't trying. Only Jack was the only one having
Port Adelaide to come over here. That's not acceptable at all.
Well, 12 goals, wasn't it?
No, 12 goals, yeah, and it was just, they looked shocking. And Port Adelaide, they had loose men everywhere. And they were playing champagne football, Port Adelaide, and Port Adelaide are a bottom team.
No, that was a bit like Richmond a few years ago when Walsh, I mean, they wasn't playing for the coach, and this fella, I don't think they're taking notice of Mark Neal at all, because they just wasn't trying. I've seen a little bit of it. They just turn their back and they go for Mark and drop and just stand there.
Exactly.
You don't, that's not AFL. I mean, they're getting paid a lot of money in this day and age.
Exactly.
Anyway.
All right, any Cheerios, any hellos to...
Oh, Cheerios, always have Cheerios, the model. Annie and Carla and PH. I've got to ring you up, PH, Phil Harrison, my old mate. I got back from the Philippines, wasn't too flash, but I'll give you a call in the next couple of days, PH, and I'll tell you all about it. And your mate, Double TT, the fisherman, yeah, I hope he's catching fish and hasn't fallen out the boat again.
Don't want that.
Don't drown. TT.
Alright, well there's some strong messages from Barry.
But I'll see you on the phone, PH, the next couple of nights, okay?
Alright, well that's goodbye. That's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.